Hey everybody, it's Lewis Porter Jr. As you can see, I'm still on vacation. Driving up to a local repair shop to get my weed whacker working. Something's wrong with it. I don't know. I'm getting this fixed today. I'm tired of that. It is now, May the 31st. It is a lovely overcast day and slightly drizzling / raining here in South Florida. I don't know what's going on with the weather. It's very typical Florida. One second it's sunny and bright, next second it's raining. It just happens that way. So just more of the same to not surprise you of Florida and all of its greatness. Of course, today we're going to talk some more about Starfinder, and that's like I guess that's the biggest news that came out this weekend from like really any company. There's been a lot of people talking about it. There's a lot of like threads that have popped up. I know that Paizo now officially has a thread actually at Paizo.com. I made some comments in there, put some stuff up there. So I'm seeing more and more of this, and I'm getting more and more interested. I think the kind of interesting part I've noticed there's been, of course, with all the positive, I've noticed a few little pieces of backlash. Some people saying, oh, D20 doesn't do this well, it doesn't do that well. I never quite understand how people get so like tied into a system. It's just mechanics to do something. Certain mechanics do things better than others. That's just the way it's built. But people like are this, oh, I couldn't play anything with D20. Oh my god, that's so past that. And I'm just like, what does it matter? It does what it's supposed to do. It's not really the name of the game, but some people have been bad mouthing it that way because it's D20. I'm just like, whatever, man. It plays cool and it's cool and I have fun. That's all I really care about. Did I have fun? Yeah, well then it's awesome. So that's really my no teeth point with that. So, like I said, I keep saying more and more people talking about it. I know a lot of people are still wondering about, what to expect and stuff like that. And I just thought it was funny. I've been looking at it more and more, as much as I have. How much information do we really have? I mean, it's still pretty contained. It's still pretty, not sure exactly what's coming out, when's it coming out, that kind of thing. But the thing that made me laugh the most, just from a personal inside position, they're doing a rat humanoid and an android as their core races. And I think it's hilarious, but I'm like, we already do that already in New Exodus. So I'm like, aha! Once again, I think I'm above the curve and thinking ahead. So, I just want to do androids because I like androids. I always have. So I think it's kind of cool that now they're going to have android and ratman in their new setting. So I'm like, great, we're already halfway there. So I wonder what other cool races they're going to add. There's some stuff I know they're working on, of course. We all know there's some ideas we think are going to be right. So I think it'll be very, very cool. I think it's going to be very, very cool. So, I really think a lot of people are going to be on this boat. Also, I was talking to one of our cartographers today that does our stock Armada line, Michael, and we were talking about maybe like setting up doing more monthly releases leading up to, of course, Starfinder. Because let's be honest, if anyone's going to be doing anything with the futuristic, there's going to be spaceships, and we make spaceships that publishers can use in their product. So I wondered if we were, I think we were a little bit ahead of the gun on that one. Yeah, that's right. Artificial life forms are awesome. Let's just not kid anybody. That's the way it should be, Angel, because they're awesome. Hello, construct with humanoid abilities. You can do some cool stuff with that. And don't even let me get started about, if you're going to let's do like pure AIs, pure AIs that are just like solid energy or manipulated like hard light or, solid holograms. I don't know what they're going to do, but I think I'd like to see that too. Let's not forget them because that could be awesome too. So that's just my feeling. Yeah. I just think it's going to be, like I said, I think it's going to be an interesting setup for them. I think it's going to be very, very cool. I think a lot of people are going to like that. I mean, like I said, doing the spaceship thing. That's something we talked about, we wanted to do just for ourselves, and we were looking to do more Spelljammers type of ships and that kind of thing. Now this has popped up, and this gives it a whole new, different look of it. So it's like, okay, we can still go back and do more traditional space stuff, and maybe do, homages to very, very popular spaceships that people want to have in their game. So I think that's going to be a win-win. I think what makes it even better is the ability for publishers to use that with our Star Armada line in their actual products. So I think we're going to probably do, a lot of name stuff that you see a lot of. That we're also going to do a lot of specific generic type of starships and spaceships that you can use. Because, I mean, let's be honest. It's cool to have the Millennium Falcon, but you can't have the Millennium Falcon in every adventure and everything like that and that look. So it's like you need different types of ships. So I think we'll start seeing more of that. I think we'll probably get more people involved doing that with us, just in general. You know, I think back to the early days of, you know, RPG Now and what was going on there. Ed Burrell, who's now over at Privateer Press, as their art director, did a lot of early maps. So I think they should be fantastic. Yes, Lucas, there's a pretty good chance there will be some talking raccoons and trees that say one-liners. I think that will be very, very positive for them. I think, you know, that kind of race you can make up right now. I mean, let's call it like it is. It's going to be awesome. So, yes, it is always about... Good Lord. Okay, a very dear friend of mine, Suzanne Barron Pelmgreen, put a thing saying about flexibility, especially with your elbows behind your back. That's a very long joke from us, from like, oh my god, that joke's from what I had to be. So that joke was probably from 1986? No, 1987? That's how bad it is. You tell bad jokes from that long, but still are funny decades later, which I still laugh about, so I'm okay with that. Yes, Nathaniel, I think you're going to see a lot of different type of genres of science fiction. You're going to see like that Buck Rogers. I think you're going to see some steampunk. I think you're going to see some high-end sci-fi, you know, definitely Star Trek, some actual science fantasy, very Star Wars. And I think you're going to see something like, you know, Space 1999, Battlestar Galactica. I think, and that's a kind of good, bad thing with science fiction. It's like fantasy kind of has a wide range, but it kind of stays within a specific kind of niche. While science fiction just really, I mean, there's so much stuff in science fiction. It blows it from every extreme from one to the other. So I think that'll be kind of cool. I think people are even thinking, you know, I've seen people keep calling it like Destiny, and Destiny, you know, still, I mean, I think that's what it's going to be. And it's going to have that same kind of feel. I think that will be perfect. Customizable ships, yes. Yes, I think Angel World, we'd like to find some way to do that. I don't know exactly how that's going to happen, but I think it'll be possible. I think realistically, because my idea will be, we'll have a very specific design of a ship, and then the interior, and then we'll have different types of interiors if you want to use. Like some interiors will say that you want to make this a science vessel. Well, you don't need as many guns on a science vessel. Maybe you're making a gunship, and it's full of guns. You know, it's easily put together like that, so people can get whatever they want. Customizing whatever they want in their game, and I think that's really the important part. That's the part that makes it awesome. No, I have not read Owen's Rogue Genius's anachronistic adventures. Apparently, I can't get the adventures out. I know the premise of it. I've seen what it was, and I thought it was very kind of cool. I'm not sure if this is going to be a spinoff of that. I think this may be something very, very different, because a lot of people don't realize that, you know, Owen is a huge fan of sci-fi like I, so I know he's had some stuff that's in the background that's had percolating for years. Like I've had things in the back of my head percolating here for this genre specifically. So I cannot wait to see what happens. You know, I know they're going to do power armor, but they've said that. I just want to know if they're going to do power armor, like real power armor, like Iron Man, or is it going to be like War Machine? If it's going to be like Iron Man, that's great, because we've already done a book called Weapons of Power Armor Destruction that sold amazingly well, and it's still selling today, and it's still one of my favorite things, because you can make your own Iron Man armor, and that was important to me, because I want to make Iron Man. I don't want to make War Machine. I never understood why people like that one. You got a gun, the gun runs out of bullets, you got to reload it. Iron Man, you know, repulsor, let's go all the way that way. But that's just, you know, power armor. As long as I can make my own custom power armor, I'll be okay. As long as custom ships are available, I think it will be okay. I think that this is going to be a really, really awesome, fun thing to play. And, you know, for Paizo, on a purely business level, I think this is a smart move for them. Because, funny enough, I think, was it Friday that I was talking to my buddy over at Dragon's Lair about this. I think we actually taped this. I think it's actually, we're talking about, you know, or did I tape this, or we just talked about it? I can't remember. We were talking about, like, what's the next big project for Pathfinder Paizo, what's the next big thing to release and announce? And he said, which is hilarious, he goes, they're going to have to announce Beast Theory 6, He goes, but the really smart thing for them to announce would be another NPC codex, because that's really just a bestiary, with treasures and everything set up. And funny enough, they did the whole villains codex, and it's like, perfect, another NPC codex, because you need NPCs to fight the guys. And I was like, that's brilliant. So they did exactly what they were supposed to do on that one. That was very cool. And very right. And then announcing this whole Starfinder, I know got a lot of people excited. Did I just miss the place? No, it's coming up. Got a lot of people excited about, future plans and what to expect and what you want to see. So, I don't know about them, but I'm really interested about this. I'm really, really hoping this is going to be even more awesome than I think it's going to be. I mean, I think it's going to be good. Let's not kid anybody, but it's oh, that's too close to get parked there. I think it's going to be, amazingly cool. If this comes off the way it's supposed to, because let's be honest, if it's a flop, which I really doubt it will be, most people will be upset by that. But I don't think, actually, let me go park another spot so I get this out. I realized that. This thing's very long, so it's hard for me to get out very easily, so I've got to find kind of a parking space that's like the one right over here that more fits than I can pull it out. But I think this is going to be a huge hit for Paizo. I think it's a smart move for them to do. Yes, Dale commented, the Star Wars fever with Disney will help the release schedule. Yeah, and it will. I mean, let's be honest. There's going to be a lot of Star Wars stuff coming for Disney. There's going to be a lot of people watching that, getting excited by that. So that in turn will make, Starfinder, you think, even more impressive. And I think we'll see some very traditional stuff that you always see. You're going to find there's going to be a Jedi type class. There'll be a Sith type class. There'll be smugglers. There'll be that kind of stuff that you expect to find. And I think they're going to have it. And I think they're going to have those weapons, of course, accordingly, too. I'm actually kind of interested to find out how backwards compatible they're really going to make this. But I've seen in a couple posts, they said, AC will not work like it has. So I'm like, okay, how are we going to modify AC to work in a way that it still keeps the rules kind of close, but at the same time, it's something new. So, it's one of those kind of things. Is this guy going to come? Need me to move? Okay, so we've got that going on. Actually, I just got here. Okay.
Okay here for a minute?
Yeah, no problem. See, I always try to be nice too. See, every time I do these videos, it's always something buys me in the middle. I always think it's very interesting. Weird thing. But anyway, so I think there's going to be more excitement with that put in. As I said, I like fantasy as much as the next guy, but fantasy is my first love. Science fiction is always my first love, and science fiction with fantasy, which is what they're doing, is really the great combination. I think, like I said, I think if they can keep the price point pretty reasonable, which will be whatever it is, like I'm guessing $40. But if there's a lot of good material that A, as a third-party guy can use, then I won't care. I think it's going to be just, potential to make it awesome and cool. I think, but it has to be. It has to be fun. It has to go back to, it has to be fun. I think that's another issue we always forget when you see it. We make these cool things and we're like, what's it fun to play? Did you enjoy it? Did you have fun? And that's important. You gotta have fun. Because if you don't have fun doing this, it's just not worth it. So, I think if they focus on what they're good at, I mean, the artwork's gonna look beautiful. I can't imagine who's gonna get the art. There are some other third-party guys I know who are kind of like in a weird spot. I mean, even like me, we're kind of in a weird spot. We have Crisis coming out. We've talked about it being, a very science fiction based story and doing that. And are we going to convert it? And, we've already written it. It's done, written. It's done. But now, and honestly, we were not one of the initial guys to get the OGL for this. I think they're still writing it. I think they're still talking to other guys. So I don't have it yet. So I'm not, anything I'm telling you, I'm, not like I got it, But I will say that, I trust the people involved with it, so I know it's going to be good. I know they're still working on it like anything else. It takes time. And giving a year's notice, I'm just in my head mentally doing it backwards. I'm like, okay, we got this time for this time for this, okay, and so it should be done by, so I'll know roughly, how much time we as third-party guys have to think about ahead to do that. I think it could be awesome. Yeah, like I said, and I haven't signed an NDA. I mean, at least I haven't done that. So I can't talk about it. If I could talk about it, but I can't talk about it. But I could, but I can't. So, I just think it's going to be amazing. Yeah, actually, Ian World, apparently, since Dale was next to put this link up, Ian World has some more content talking with James Sutter about the upcoming Starfinder. There's a link right actually in the description here. You'll find it in the Facebook one. You have to go over to our Facebook page if you're watching this on YouTube. Some people do. So check the link in our Facebook and then check it out there. Yeah, I think the team on it is excellent. I can't wait to see what they're going to do creatively, and just a lot of fun. And I'll be honest with you, and this is not related to this at all, but Owen, a lot of people don't know, Owen built a superhero game that was supposed to be released for D20 that never went anywhere, and it basically got killed because there were no sales. They were worried about the sales. But I know Owen wrote this, and I know he owns, and I know Watsy owns it. But I know Owen. Owen's thinking about, maybe this superhero thing might be something if we start doing modern. Because let me just tell you right now, as excited as I am about science fiction, if they do modern, I'll be like, okay, guys, we're doing modern. We're going to do tons of stuff for modern. We're going to do spy stuff. We're going to do modern crime stuff. I will go crazy. I cannot wait to hear that. And I'm hoping, if this does well, maybe we'll be like, hey, modern, we'll try out modern. What's we got the stuff for it. Let's try out modern. Let's do some spy stuff. And at that moment, that's when I'm good. I'll be good. I'll be making, everybody knows I got tons of spy stuff I want to do. There's adventure paths I want to tell on spy stuff. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh God, an adventure spy path? I mean, like a good one? Oh my God. Oh, that would be awesome. That'd be so awesome. Have I requested the rule set? See, I don't want to tell you if I have or if I haven't to let you know if I got them or not. So I'll just say that the product will be releasing at Gen Con 2017, and we can all look at everything and make our own decisions. I will say there were discussions made, there were emails sent, there were phone calls attempted, so you can take that as that. I mean, that's how I'm going to do that. Yeah, Angel, I was very, very disappointed when I heard, the D20 Modern Superhero was canceled. Because, there was only Mutants and Masterminds, and that played for a very long time, and that had ran into its own internal issues due to, bad people being involved with it and stealing money and all kinds of craziness, and, that was, so I was hoping to see what Owen was going to do to make it different and interesting, because it's like, if you're doing superheroes, usually you get guys who are huge fans, so it's like, oh great, guys are doing superheroes, I like superheroes, let's do some more superhero stuff. So that alone will get me interested. I've on this whole thing with Starfinder, I've talked to a lot of people who are old sci-fi guys who did D20 modern stuff. I was like, hey, did you see this? I know you saw this. So hey, you're thinking about doing something? And everybody says the same thing. I'm thinking. So it's like, I think this is going to be really good. I think if they can connect the organized play with this, that will be the winner for Paizo. Because organized play is really what you need to make any good tabletop company, game, design thrive. I really didn't understand that as much, so I started really looking for myself and doing our organized play for third-party guys. It's incredibly complex, but at the same time, it's very important to the marketing, because it really comes down to people have to play the game and people have to see the game. Sometimes people see stuff. I mean, you get stuff on shelves and books, and that's what it is, and it's there. But the actual playability and seeing people playing it is what helps it out. Neo Exodus played at PaizoCon when we first released it. Was it 2011? I think it was 2011 or 2012. It's been such a long time ago, I can't remember. And JP played it like several times, full tables of people, like 8 people playing it, looking at it, going, "Oh my God, this is great!" And he was right about that. He really understood that very well. That the playability and people seeing a game played is what makes it popular. That's what it is. People have to play it. People have to see it being played. People have to see people getting excited. So organized play fits in that perfectly. And realistically, a lot of people don't even think about this. People if you get an organized play where you have 1,000 people playing every week, you will have a viable company system. Because let's just call it like it is. If you do organized play, and let's just imagine, those people are going to buy your products and that kind of thing. If just for the 1,000 people, if those 1,000 people spend just $10 with you every month, that's $10,000. And a lot of companies out here are like, $10. I'd love to get $10, like 10 grand a month. That'd be fantastic. And that's kind of that's how small and easy it has to be. If they get 1,000 people playing, or whatever it is. If it's 10,000 people, they all give you $1 a piece. Whatever it is, you need that kind of consistent, respectful revenue stream, and that's where the real excitement is. That's where it's from a publisher point of view. Is that I think that organized play is important. I think this is going to also help with a Starfinder, that you need to have people playing it, people interested into it. So that's it. I guess it's going to be a little short, but I'm going to oh my god, it's almost 1 o'clock. So I'm going to bring this over to the guys and get this fixed. I'm probably going to put some more videos probably tomorrow, probably all this week. We're going to be talking about this in one way or another. Think about other business ways to spin it in different ways. Ben, that's generating content. It's funny. It's Ben. I'm going to say that Ben wrote this link, says but it's generating the content. That's the tough part. I'm going to kind of disagree with you on that. I don't think at Paizo's level, the amount of content they get is probably dwarfs mine by a factor of 100. As a small company, I mean, I can only do like 3, maybe 4 things at the same time. And after that, my brain just scatters and I can't remember what we're working on. And that's just fundamental. But Paizo has a much larger group. They have more people involved. They're better layered. They're better layered than I do. Good Lord, I'd love to have that problem. I would love to have the problem of having 1,000 players want to play New Exodus. I'm not even going to lie. If I had that problem, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to be quitting. I'm going to be doing this full time. It was real nice working, but I'm going to work on this whole thing here and make this thing popular. And, that would be my focus. And that's would be. I think there's enough people who want to do content. And let's be honest, I'm put it on the table too. Not all content is A-level content. You got A-level, B-level, C, D, and some Fs. Now, I would prefer that you only develop the A and the B. But sometimes you got to develop the A, B, and C. Because those C guys can always get better and become B guys and become A guys. And the A guys usually stay at the top of the A, or at least in a small thing. And then they get noticed by the big guys. And they say, whoop, I got another big guys. So they jump in league. So it's always good about developing those guys at the lower level, let's say, up to become better designers. I think there's so many creative people in this, and this is something else that does make sense to me. And this is kind of an offshoot of this. I'm trying to get out of here, but this is kind of important. I've been working on trying to get this whole third-party online system built, and I know tons of software guys. I know tons of software guys, but apparently I can't get a lot of software guys to work together on this project. Now I'm telling you, this is a paid project. Now you're not getting rich. Don't kid yourself. But we're going to find a way for you to make money at the beginning of the project and at the back end where we actually do stuff. Because I think it's only fair to let people, get that kind of thing. So if anybody is a software engineer out there who wants to sit down and talk with me and help me develop this, or maybe you just want to help with the project, or at least get me in the right direction. Because look, I tell everybody, look, I'm a graphic designer. I know how visually I want it to look. The actual back end is a totally different story. So if anybody wants to come talk to me, send me an email. Either we'll do a Google Hangout so everybody can see, so it's all transparent as always. So everybody can do that. Ben McFarland said, yeah, they still have the issue. 10 mil going through 1,000 people, $10 a month. It does take content. Yeah, that does take content. And really, but $10 a month is relatively inexpensive. Because, you think about it. Paizo probably produces, just think of how many, if they produce 3 products a month, that's about $60 in content. $10 is relatively small. $10 in content. Let's see. $10 in content is probably what? 25,000 words? Yeah, you can get, let's say say it's 25,000. We'll break it down to 5,000. You get 5 freelancers on that. Boom, 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 boom. You have them produce stuff. And you build a subscription model. Hey, $10 a month, you're going to get this cool stuff. You basically do what they did with D20 Modern. You basically set it up that you cut it to 5,000. Here's a business plan. If anybody wants to do this, here's a great business plan for you to be first on this whole thing and make some money on this whole Starfinder. You find 5 good freelancers. You set them up to write content to you. So one guy writes 1 piece of content every week for 5 weeks. So it's, 5-week thing. So it's in 1 month, release 5 of them. You set a subscription base, put up, you say, hey, subscribe to us. You'll get 4. Yeah, you do 4 months, And if you subscribe, we'll give this one that we're only going to release to subscribers. And then that's the fifth one. So every week, bam, 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 4. Boom, boom, or 4 in the month, 4 in the month, 4 in the month. And then special guys, here's one for you. Those same that you release in the 4, you also release those online at like Drive-Thru or Paizo. And maybe at Drive-Thru at Paizo costs $3, I think. But if you go subscribe to them, it only costs $2.50 a piece. So it's, there's a little bit of savings and gives them a reason to go with you as a subscription. You still got the fifth one as here's that, and here's a little prize for you because you're a fan. You've already paid for it. You already kind of got the money involved and paid for it. Like, let's do the math on this. Let's do 3 cents a word, $25. That's $7. Is that $7.50? No, yeah, $7.50. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, $7.50. $150 each. Yeah, so $7.50. $7.50 a month. You can generate. Yeah, you can probably pull that off. If you want to be, if you want to be stingy, you can make it less. You can make it 2,000 words. 3 cents a word. Wait, is my math right on that? No, my math is wrong. Whoa, 3 cents a word. So it's 75. Ooh, now I'm interested. If you did 2,500 words and you did 3 cents a word, that'd be 75. It's not as meaty as the other one, but still, you can still get the numbers down to where they fit. It's really about using how much art you're going to be using and stuff like that. So, this is the more interesting business part that I like. Let's get the numbers around. Let's see how it goes. But geez, let me get out of here. It's hot as hell, and I'm doing. So we're going to talk about this probably tomorrow. I'll be back to work. I might be in a nice shirt or something, but I'm in my just layout clothing. I don't even care. So come back tomorrow. We're going to talk some more. As always, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.